going on, Matt?
Oh shit.
Big guy.
What up, man? How are you?
How you doing?
What are you doing?
This your place?
Yeah, it's our studio. You delivering pizzas now?
Yeah, that's what I do. I got like a show, but I was smelling the weed. I'm like,
Oh yeah, my bad. You want
that's
to hit
right.
it?
No,
You good? Okay.
I'm not a weed guy.
Okay.
I'm more of a cigar guy. But
You making pizza? This is your company?
well, yeah, this is kind of my company. A little
Okay.
bit, a little small partner.
So you went from acting to delivering pizzas?
Yeah.
Like an influencer now?
Yeah,
or?
well, not an influencer. I hate that word.
Okay.
Don't call me no influencer. So what's the spot, Matt?
So this is All the Smoke Studios, man. We got this maybe 2 years ago. So we shoot a few different shows in here. Offices are upstairs. Man, just out here trying to live the life. That's it.
Yeah, no, it's a good show. I like you guys.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I remember you was with Showtime, right?
Yeah, we used to film at Amalca in Santa Monica.
Yeah.
Back when you were doing your show.
Malca, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you had that spot.
Yeah, so we have we actually got some Malca guys and Malca females that came along with us to the new company.
They tell me you're a pizza guy?
I am. I'm excited.
What's your style of pizza?
I can do a combination minus mushrooms and onions, or I could just do regular pepperoni. Ooh.
Yeah, this is heavy duty pepperoni.
Okay.
They call this the spicy spring. And no one cuts the pepperoni like us. The guy that created it, he takes pride in, cutting it individually.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. I like to,
takes his
what I
time.
like to do? I like to take the pepperoni off and just pick at it.
Eat them separately, huh?
Yeah. But I eat this pizza so much, I got it coming out of my ears. But what's your go-to slice? If you have like a go-to pizzeria.
I'm a NorCal guy, so there's a restaurant called Round Table that I like. That's probably my go-to, but this is
Like it?
This is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is real good.
That's a meal, but you know what I mean?
It's thick too. Like I can't probably eat like 5 or 6 of these. I could probably eat maybe 2.
Yeah.
But I gotta be high to eat that many.
You gotta be high. Mm-hmm. That's right. You guys smoke it up here, right?
A little bit.
I'm a cigar guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you a funny thing about weed, because I had a brother that was like a professional pot smoker.
Uh-huh.
But back in the day, I never really got high. So when I was a kid one time, these guys in Long Island were doing bongs, those bongs.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I like I said, I was kind of sensitive when I was a kid. So I did like a bong hit, and I was
it a small, there was a gravity bong. You're
like
grabbing like a gravity bong. Oh yeah, those will lay you down.
And maybe you could estimate like what happened to me. Like I did the hit with the bong, and something happened, like the air got stuck like right here. I swear to God. I was walking around like 2 days like this.
With almost a stiff back?
Yeah, I couldn't rise up. I was having a party at my house. My parents were away, and I'm walking around the whole party like that. Everybody's like, "What, Nick? What happened?" I go, "I don't know. I did a bong and I couldn't get back up."
Really?
It took me like 2 or 3 days to rise from whatever the air got caught in there.
How high were you?
I don't know. I wasn't really high.
Okay.
I just fucked up things would happen to me.
Yeah.
Like I would do something.
So that was the first and last time?
That was it. That was it. Yeah, I was like, I'm not for,
Not for me.
Yeah, I tried it. Like people like, do a hit. And I'm like, you high? I'm like, yeah, I'm high. I'm like.
But you know what you haven't tried though, and with all due respect, we have different kind of weed out here in California.
Like what?
Or New York, it's probably cool now, but back in the day, you were probably smoking some bullshit, I'm gonna be honest with you.
You might be right.
So it's a little different out here now. So maybe one day, not today, you don't have to force it, but maybe one day we'll sit down and grab a pizza and I'll introduce you to something you might like.
Yeah, like, I gotta watch with those cookies and things like that.
No, we don't do none of that. Just old school, just joints.
I know, because one time his friend gave me some kind of
edible
brownie or some shit. And he's like a little skinny guy, and he's like, don't worry, it's just a little bit. I made it myself. And I eat a little of the shit, and then like 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm pacing, I'm like hyperventilating. I'm like, I called this sucker up. I go, what'd you do? He goes, nothing. He goes, ride it out. I go, ride what out? I'll ride your fucking head out. I go, I'm like ready to jump out the fucking window.
Oh shit.
So like me and
Next show, I'm gonna teach you how to smoke. Well, I'll come back and we'll teach you how to smoke.
That would be fun.
Let's do it. I'm in it.
I would love that, man. You've had great career, and now another career doing this. You and Steven. How much fun you having doing this?
I mean, it's a blessing. I feel like to be able to play, 15 years professional basketball, and then transition into media, and then learn a lot of media, and then be able to start our own media company. I've been living a dream. I feel like I've, never worked a day in my life. I got to play basketball for a living, and now I get to, create content for a living. Like you said, not an influencer, but being able to create content and tell stories and sit down with new, interesting people. It's been fun, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, the thing is, you guys were stars, but like not superstars. So in a way, it's kind of good because sometimes when people are too big, their afterlife is sort of like, it's like, how do you live up to being like,
Right.
I was listening to Brady yesterday. I'm like, Tom Brady, and now you're hearing him, and I'm like, it's kind of weird, but like you guys.
Well, I feel like we're more, I'll speak for myself, like more of a kind of a blue collar NBA guy. So I was kind of someone that was very relatable to everyone else. My journey was tough. It was, every day I brought that lunch pail and hard had to work, and I was just that kind of type of person. So I kind of feel for me to be able to transition into this space and show, shit, if I can do it, me and Jack can do it, anybody can do it. And we were one of the original, maybe first one or two of these basketball podcasts, sports podcasts. Now there's hundreds, if not thousands of them now. So, we've been very lucky to be able to kind of maintain our position and continue to raise the bar in this space. And like I said earlier, just enjoy it.
I mean, were you a big basketball guy growing up? Were you like a big fan?
I was a athlete growing up. I played every sport growing up. In high school, I played football, baseball, basketball, track. So I went from season to season, sport to sport. All-American in football, basketball. But really just as a kid, and what I feel bad that, my kids missed was we just played outside. You know that. We played outside all day from the morning until the street lights came on. So I was just an athlete that loved to play whatever sport was time to go.
I saw you hit a softball years ago in Coney Island. And I was playing in some celebrity game. I think the first time I met you, and you clocked it with a Cyclones play.
Oh, that was the rain. Remember, it was raining that day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I do remember that game. That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, I played. I love sports.
You play competitive baseball?
I played baseball through high school, football all through high school, basketball all through high school.
What's
and
the
then
toughest
track.
sport? What would you say?
I say the hardest thing to do is probably hit a baseball. I say the most athletic thing you can do is probably play basketball, because you got to be able to have a lot of different movements, and then obviously the speed and the physicality of football. But I think again, kids nowadays only play one sport, and you kind of major in that sport as a child. But I feel a little bit from every sport helped me become a professional basketball player.
Did anybody ever intimidate you, like as far as like not intimidate, but like were you like? I know you're a professional and you belong there and you can hang, but like when you were playing, did you ever find yourself like in awe of a couple of guys?
I'd probably get that out of the way before the game, you know what I mean? But the first time I missed MJ by a year, so and then I got a chance to play against Kobe as he was a young pro with the Lakers and while I was at UCLA. So probably guys that I was kind of in awe of when it kind of first happened was probably like a Tim Duncan. Obviously LeBron, he was incredible. And again, I got had to deal with Kobe before I got to the pros, but obviously matching up against Kobe was really fun. Someone like Vince Carter, seeing how incredibly athletic he is at a young age was kind of like an awe experience. But as an athlete, that's something you can't show, you know what I mean? Because they'll tear your head off. They look for any sign, especially in my era, they look for any sign of weakness or blood and they attack. So all that shit that I thought happened before the game. And you were sort of a lockdown defensive guy, right? Yeah, I tried to play a little bit of defense out there. Who did you give a hard time to? Who, did you shut down a little bit? My job, I had such an amazing job. Every single night I can guard Kobe, LeBron, Kevin Garnett, Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade, Ginobili, Paul Pierce, Tracy McGrady. Like every single night it was, because I played in the era where the 2s and 3s were the guys that were going, Ray Allen. So every single night I had my hands full. And again, would I like to score more points? It took more shots in my career, yeah, but I just found it so rewarding. And every single night, I didn't go out there saying, man, I want to score 20. Man, I got Kobe tonight. Man, I got Carmelo tonight. You know what I mean? So I'm going to make him work for everything he's got. Nothing will be easy. And great offense always beats good defense. But
you came into the league what year?
02, 03.
0203. So you were a fan, in the 90s? 80s. 90s?
Yeah, I grew up watching, Magic Johnson and the Showtime Lakers, Boston, a young Mike, Detroit. So I came up in the era of basketball. It was really physical. And then I was a football fan, so I loved the 49ers, and I was watching Montana and Rice and those journeys. And then baseball fan, I was an A's fan and a Yankee fan. So, from the Mattingly side, on the Yankee side, to, the Canseco-McGuire era with the A's. So again, whatever season it was, that's what sport I was playing.
Yeah, I like the swinging A's, the early 70s.
They're a little before my time, but they were good, yeah.
I know, I liked them because I fell in love with their colors. And they all had mustaches. They look like the Village people.
I love that.
Yeah.
What's going on with your team right now? What's going on with the Yankees?
The Yankees have become more of like a brand, more of a corporate sort of animal. I mean, I had 2 great runs. I say me, but as a fan.
You can speak in third person.
Yeah, I could say in a third person. I mean, 76, we won a pennant. 77, 78, when Reggie came, and I saw Reggie hit 3 homers. I was at a lot of those great games. Greg Nettles, I remember this stuff specifically. And then in the 90s, 96, 98, 99, 2000, I was at all those championship winning games. I mean, I was against the Braves, against the Mets, against the Padres. I was there out in San Diego in 98. But we haven't won much in the last 20, 25 years. I mean, championships. One since 09. So in 20, 25 years, one isn't really cutting it. And we make this, we make the playoffs, but, it's watered down now. It's a lot easier to get in the dance now. But they haven't had like a great team. They've had like good teams, but they're just missing, I don't know, they're not the same, they're not run the same way. They're more like sell out, they get in there, but they can't get it done. Like a couple of years ago against the Dodgers, they had a shot. And
I was going to ask, how heartbreaking was that?
It was tough. When they lost the first game, was the way they lost the game, I thought that was the series. Sometimes in baseball, one moment happens.
Momentum, yeah.
Momentum. And once it turns, once like the baseball gods come out, you kind of know like this smells ugly. And I was at game, they almost got swept and won game 4. And in game 5, we're up 5-0. 5-0. You think, Cole's pitching light, it's out.
How many errors can you make in one season?
Right, you got it. And I'm sitting in these luxury seats. I never leave my seat. I'm superstitious. I go to the freaking restaurant, and all of a sudden I see Judge drop a ball, and then I see another play, and I run back out. I'm trying to stop the bleeding. It's too late. It's like bases loaded. He strikes out 2 guys, and a little ground ball. The guy doesn't cover first, and Mookie Betts gets safe, and it's like 5-1. But I'm like, that's it. Fucking over. Because I knew like the smell of that. It had turned.
The momentum.
Before you knew, it was 5-5.
So it was your fault then?
Kind of.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I mean,
I put the blame on myself.
You got to do your job, right?
I know.
You got to play your part.
I used to be lucky.
If you're gonna say we won this shit and
I'd take.
You got to stay in your. So you went because it was 5-0. You went to go grab a bite to eat real quick.
Yeah.
Did you even get your food? It sounded like you rushed out without getting your food.
And I kind of left it because I was looking at the TV in the restaurant. I was looking at it.
Disbelief.
Yeah, people were bothering me. And I'm like, I go.
Right.
I'm in a bad mood right now. I even passed Spike, and Spike's passing me. Spike Lee, and he's passing me. He's like, and I'm like, all right, let me get back out there. And then I'm thinking, I could actually make a dent. I could stop the bleeding. That's the craziness of me when I'm watching it. You understand that as a sports fan.
Absolutely.
Psychologically, you're like thinking, I could do something to make this. It doesn't always work.
Yeah.
It doesn't like
Sometimes it does though.
Sometimes it does. Sometimes momentum, you got to carry it into the next day. Yep. I saw it last year. Judge hits a home run against Toronto off the foul pole, ties the game 6-6, and then we win the game. And you're thinking, boom,
it's time.
Tomorrow night. And what happens? They come back flat, and I'm like,
no carryover.
Yeah, I didn't see that carryover. That's the whole fucking thing.
That's tough.
You know about momentum, right?
I feel like the Yankees are probably giving you some gray hairs over the years.
Oh, they have. Yeah. I take it hard.
Yeah.
I take it hard. I mean, people are like, you're not on the team. I go, yeah, but. For me,
it's different. Now, I can appreciate that. Again, obviously, being an athlete, I'm on the complete other side. But I appreciate the diehard because you guys are tough to deal with. Either you love it, either they love you or they hate you for the support. You know what I mean? I heard you guys get a lot of friction online sometimes because you tell it how it is. You know what I mean? And you're telling it from a passionate love perspective of a fan. So I like that.
And I watched the game. I watched the 9 innings. I'm there in the trenches. I don't just show up for the glory.
Right.
It's just like even when I started out playing basketball. That was my first sport. I didn't grow, but I was a good little point guard. But I was a fan. I'm a lot older of you than of the ABA. I loved the fucking
before
ABA.
The merge.
Yeah. The ABA the NBA has become a lot like the ABA in a lot of ways. Wide open, not as defensive anymore.
Yeah.
Do you think sports as a whole, or even basketball? I feel this way about a lot of sports now. Just it's not the same doesn't have the same specialness. It's a little watered down.
Yeah,
You feel that way?
I think defense has kind of been pulled back, and it's more about explosive offenses, you know, and because that sells tickets. Like,
Yeah.
and obviously I'm a defensive-minded guy, but people don't want to see the 83, 84 defensive battles or the 10-7 football games. Like, we want to see 5 touchdowns. We want to see Steph hit 10 threes. Like, I think that sells, and I think, to your point, the Yankees being more of a business now, these leagues know what sells, you know, because sports is bigger than it's ever been, because it's consumed, you know, also on your phone now.
That's
so to your point, I definitely don't think there's that same, because I just think defense brought so much energy and passion to the game, and now you're just cheering for, well, my best defense is a good offense now. So we're just, you know, people are just wishing for these high-scoring games. So I think that defense being taken out of it took the passion and kind of the heart out of the game almost, so to speak. So.
And you had to watch. You had to wait to see a game. You know, not every game was televised. Even like with baseball, we only get 40 games a year, 60 games. So not every game was in your living room. You know, you had to wait to see a game or listen on the radio, or we would read the newspaper.
Yeah.
I used to look forward to that, you know, the box scores, the newspaper. Now everything's 24/7.
My kids don't even watch games. I tried to tell my twins they're 17 to come watch a game. Like, no, Dad, we'll see the highlights tomorrow. And they watch like these little 2 to 5 minute like games of but I watched the whole game and I watched that shit. I'm like, oh, like it's really like watching the game. I don't like it, but I understand it.
Right.
So times have changed, man.
Yeah.
Times have definitely changed.
Do you miss playing?
I don't. I enjoyed my run. I'm fortunate, you know, I coach my kids now, and I have, you know, more sons coming up the pipeline. So I think I kind of get my fix of wanting to play basketball through being able to, you know, coach them and teach them. So I think my pastimes now are golf. I box sometimes, but that's kind of my athletic. And I go to the gym a couple days a week. So that's where I kind of get my fix. But I don't miss the game. I had a good time. I never thought I would cross over into media. Like, I came from an era where we didn't really with the media, you know what I mean? Because this is kind of, I caught the beginning of social media. The end of my career is the beginning of social media. But for a majority of my career, what the media says was the gospel. And we know how they twist and change stuff up. So I wasn't a fan. So, you know, someone kind of convinced me, well, if you don't like that, you know, be a part of changing it. Right. So I jumped into space and found some luck and had fun with ESPN and Fox. And when they was able to create all the smoke and kind of change the narrative and how people tell their stories and listen to their stories and who they listen to them from. So, it was something I never thought would happen, but it's a tremendous blessing.
You a fight fan?
I like watching boxing and MMA, but I can't lie, I'm not glued to every fight. I watch the big fights.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I was someone who was, known to swing or slap a few people in my day, so I definitely like boxing and MMA.
Because you were known as a little bit of an enforcer, right?
Yeah, I guess you can call it that, but mine was just more like, I came from a background where my dad, if your brother and sister fight, I don't care if they win, you better be involved, I'm gonna whoop your ass. So I looked at everyone as my teammates, as family.
Right.
So it wasn't necessarily a force, it was almost kind of, even if I was younger, it was almost on some big brother shit, like you f with me, you f with him, you're gonna f with me. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it was kind of like all or one, or one for all. So I did mix it up, a few times in my career.
Did you have any fights in the NBA?
No, I wouldn't say fights. We've had some pushing matches because it cost. Sometimes I wish I played back in the 80s where it would, cost you $5,000 if you swung. But, I was getting suspended 2 or 3 games for pushing people, and it would cost me a couple $100,000. So it's just it's swinging. Is it worth the swing?
Right.
Maybe if you can catch them. I waited for a couple guys after the game so that it wasn't on the court, but it didn't materialize into anything.
Yeah, that's good.
Right. Save me some money.
Yeah. How about acting? You ever acted before?
I've done some cameos. I want to act. I think it would be cool. I've taken some acting classes before, so if you got something for me, let me know.
Yeah. No,
you just did a new movie. You just did a project, right?
Yeah, I call it a cameo. It was like one sequence in The Highest to Lowest with Denzel.
Yeah.
Washington, and I did my first movie with him, my first real movie, Mo Better Blues, so it's kind of funny, fast forward, like...
How many years apart was that?
Oh, man, you're going back like over 30 years.
Wow.
I remember being on screen with him, and I was such a nervous wreck just to be on screen. I didn't even know, like, how great he was, which was kind of good. I kept telling my brother, because we played brothers in it, and I said, this guy's great. He goes, oh yeah, he's becoming a big. I was like, it was
Messed
better
up.
I didn't know.
Right.
And then like I was out of my light, you know, like you have these lights, and Denzel told me, he goes, hey, move over this way or something like that. So my brother goes, hey, Denzel's looking out for you. So
you get a chance to talk to him off
I
camera a little bit?
I did, not the first day. Like the first day, like I said, I could see he was in the zone. I was playing a Yankee fan on the subway, so I was kind of like fucking locked in. And when you see somebody like that, you know, you could even attest to that. When somebody's great on the court or on screen, it helps you kind of rise up.
Yeah,
you got to kind of rise up.
You got to bring your A game.
You got to bring your A game. So I was like locked in, and I saw him on the subway. I'm like, oh, dude, he's here. And that kind of pumped me up,
That's
you know.
dope.
So the next day, he's looking at me and he like gives me a little fist pump. And then he goes, starts doing my lines from the movie, like 7 times 7, 8 times 8. I go, wow, you remember that, huh? He goes, yeah, man. He goes, that was funny shit. And then we started talking a little bit. And
that's cool.
then we were talking sports on the train, and him and Spike, and I guess he didn't know I was a baseball savant. He was like, Nick knows his shit. I said, damn straight I do. I said, you know, I brought up the ABA. I said, I saw Dr. J with an afro. The vintage Dr. J, you know. And he was like, you did? I said, yeah, man. And I saw the last game in the ABA, I remember, against the Denver Nuggets at the Nassau Coliseum.
What year was that?
Like 1976.
Damn.
Well, the NBA, you know, they wanted Dr. J.
Oh, they needed it.
They needed him.
Yeah,
and that was part of, like, the allure and the merger of grabbing those ABA teams.
Well,
But there was a lot of great players in the ABA.
We interviewed George Gervin, and obviously they said, obviously what Magic and Bird did in the 80s was important to the game. It kind of made it main, but they feel like the ABA saved the NBA.
Yeah.
With the trans.
Because they brought that flair, they brought that color, that basketball was beautiful, that red,
You could
white.
say there was just a bunch of black motherfuckers out there flying around dunking. That's what it was, huh? And with
It
their
was kinda
afros
like
and
that.
the finger rolls.
Yeah,
And,
but it was fun. The
Yeah.
teams were fun, the colors were fun. It was the one renegade league that really had some, like, it had something. Like, you know, they've tried it with football, other shit, but it's never sort of like lasted. So the NBA saw that, and being the mafia that they are, they fucking crushed the ABA because, you know, you can't compete with the power of the NBA, but the ABA was fucking fun.
talent for talent, the ABA probably had more talent.
Yeah, I mean, you think of the guys that had, you know, Artis Gilmore, Dan Issel, David Thompson, Marvin Barnes, this guy named Marvin Barnes. He was a wild guy. He played with a guy that I loved. He was Italian, Ernie DiGregorio.
Okay.
He was a great point guard with the Buffalo Braves. I mean, there was one team that didn't come in, that it was a good team. I never understood the Kentucky Colonels. They never.
I remember hearing about them. What about the Flint Tropics?
Yeah, the Flint Tropics. That fucking team. I mean, the St. Louis Spirits.
Yeah.
That was a team that. What was the deal that they made? Like they're still getting paid or some shit.
Oh, up until recently, the brothers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, something about the NBA was
I
paying
love
them.
these guys when they make those deals.
Yeah.
Like Bobby Bonilla, like he's getting paid for
25 years.
I'm like,
yeah.
man, why couldn't I get a fucking deal like that where I could be paid for like 25
That's
years?
how Ohtani stretched his money out, right? With the Dodgers, they stretched, I don't know if it's that long, but they stretched the money out too.
Yeah, they're pulling all kinds of moves. Smart shit.
What do you think about the way the Dodgers move and they just go, similar to how the Yankees used to move, if they wanted you, they're going to go get you, no matter what the situation is.
They know what they're doing because they got a good nucleus, they got a good foundation, and from that foundation, they just keep adding pieces. So then they're not fooling around. They're going for the gusto.
They just picked up, what's his name?
Kyle Tucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, another guy. I mean, I heard they gave him like a $60 million signing bond. Like, how the do you do that? And then they'll pay him $1 million a year. I don't know. They're stretching the rules.
Or creating them.
But they're winning.
Yeah.
They're winning, and they're becoming like, I mean, you know, the Dodgers are from, you know,
Brooklyn,
they was like the little brother, the Brooklyn
back in the
Bums.
day,
I mean.
So would you say it's almost like if the Clippers moved away and came back and became the Dodgers type situation, that's what it is? Yankees would be the Lakers, so to speak?
Kind of. But I think the difference is the Dodgers, they always had that kind of magic, even from Brooklyn, from what I've heard. Like
so
that
they're not
borough,
the Clippers.
There was just the Clippers are still kind of like
they're
kind of like the Mets.
They've never found that.
Yeah, they're like the little brother.
Ooh.
I mean, the Mets still have their charm, but don't forget, like the Mets are like the bastard child of the Dodgers and the Giants. There were 3 baseball teams. Those teams left New York, right? The Giants and the Dodgers, and they created like a child. That child out of wedlock was the fucking Mets. They took all their colors. You look at them, the blue, the orange, the logo. That NY logo, that's the New York Giants logo.
Oh, interesting.
The Mets logo.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like the Yankee logo, that's the greatest logo in the history of sports. I mean, like, you go anywhere, you'll find a Yankee hat somewhere.
Yeah, you're right.
Someplace.
Yep.
I mean, I don't care. The Dodgers are the Dodgers, but the Yankees are still, like, you know, the Yankees are, you know, the Yankees show up, the stadium is fucking packed.
It's a different...
People come out, fake fans come. I know right away when it's...
No matter what, I mean, being a Yankee, I think being a Laker, and what's the equivalency in football?
What's the Dallas Cowboys?
Being a Cowboy, right? Like, no matter, there can be teams that have better runs or better, but like when you think those particular sports, those are the teams, those are America's teams, so to speak.
Right. You'll never live that down. You know, I mean, the Celtics were pretty.
That's a pretty high standard to live to every year, though, because like anything less than a championship is not,
bust.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but you know, what else is there? You play to win.
Absolutely.
You don't play to come in second place or third place. I mean, that's a bunch of bullshit. You know, you see like they're giving trophies out, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? I mean, you know, everybody's out to win. This isn't like you're doing a movie. You know, like you're doing a movie. You're trying to work together. If we're working together on a movie, we're not trying to outdo each other. Right. But with sports, it's about, bottom line is, did you win?
Yeah.
That's why, like Derek Jeter, everybody loved him because he was all about, hey, I won more rings. Yeah. Right? I mean, you got a ring, right?
I got a ring, yeah. Yeah, winners.
There's nothing like that, my man.
Absolutely.
Hey, listen, thanks for doing this.
Oh, man, I appreciate it. Can I take some of these pizzas home? I got some
This is for you.
Hell yeah.
And it's good on the reheat.
Yeah, and I'm good. I'm going to eat another piece.
If you guys want it, we'll, you know, deliver some more.
Yeah, let's figure out something we can really do.
Yeah.
I'm definitely down.
Yeah, and next time, listen, I'll smoke a little weed with you, right?
Hello.
But just don't get me sick. Just get me high and horny.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't get you high. I'm going to leave the horny part to someone else.